Hi guys, today we are going to be playing with a package that I got the other day that I wasn't expecting at all. So I was sent a package from Dede's Signature, which I've gotten PR from them in the past, and this is their strawberry palette. Now, quick little backstory before we get into doing anything with this, but basically they sent me their apple palette a little while back. I have it right here, and I did a video with this, and I had a really good time with it. The quality of this palette is really, really nice. It does, however, contain a pressed glitter, and I saw on their Instagram a little while ago they posted on their stories that they were going to take out all of the pressed glitters in their palettes and put in like a normal eyeshadow instead. So that is what they've done with this. So this is kind of an existing palette already, but this one doesn't contain a pressed glitter. So I will show you what this one looks like. I'm honestly so excited about this because the one thing that kind of drew down the other palette for me was obviously that it did have a pressed glitter, because you guys know I'm not comfortable using glitters on my eyes. I've had pretty bad experiences with glitters. They're not eye safe. So I wouldn't recommend other people using glitters. I just think it's a bad idea overall. But here is the strawberry palette. So as you can see, same kind of packaging. Really, really cute. I actually like how original like the packaging on these are. Is it a little bit impractical maybe that it kind of slides open and it comes in two pieces? A little bit, but on the other hand, like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. And I really think that the color story on this is really, really nice. And I'm excited to play with this. I really like that despite it being a strawberry, and you can see the strawberry colors in it, I really like that they put in like the extra pops of colors that maybe you wouldn't think of when you think of strawberries. So like the purple and the yellow, I feel like they just kind of go with the rest of the color scheme. And I just feel like this is a fun palette. So I'm excited to test this out, and I have pretty high expectations that this is going to be as good as the other one. I really, really like the shimmers and the mattes in the first palette, so I'm excited to test this out. So basically that is what we're gonna go ahead and do. I also really like the lipsticks that I have from Dede's, and I do have a code with Dede's as well, I'm pretty sure. I will leave that up on the screen. I think it's an affiliate code, but it will be right here if you want to go check out their site or anything like that. So let's see. This palette retails for $25, which I don't really think is bad for an eyeshadow palette at all. I think that's pretty fairly priced. I will say that in this palette there are a couple of those kind of sequin shades, which are mattes with glitters on them. They're not really my favorites, but I'm gonna have to like test them out to see how I really feel about them, because sometimes the glitter particles kind of like fall on your face and they just, I don't know, they're kind of weird. Like I just don't understand them. But I'm still very excited to test this out. It swatched beautifully. Some of the mattes were a little bit dry and they didn't want to stick like completely, but those were mostly like the very light mattes. So not really worried about that at all, because the very bright and intense ones and the darker ones swatched beautifully, and those are the ones that you're going to want to layer on top of other shadows anyway. So I think that I'm going to have a really good time with this. My only kind of nitpicky complaint is that I wish that there were a couple of more shimmers, because there's really only one shimmer in this palette and those kind of mattes with glitter. So I might have to pull in some kind of other shimmer, because I just prefer having like shimmers on my lid. But we'll see when we get there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by priming with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base as usual. So I want to try to use a lot of these shades, and I think what I want to do is I want to do maybe like one of these pinks and a purple in my crease, and then possibly do the green and the yellow under my eye or something like that. Or maybe I'll even do the yellow in my inner corner. Maybe that could be kind of fun. Maybe I'll start with that. Maybe I'll take a little bit of this yellow, and I'm just gonna pop that right in my inner corner. Now I didn't put down any sticky eyeshadow primer in my inner corner. I didn't really like pull the eyeshadow primer in here like I normally would if I put down a color like this in my inner corner. So it might not stick the absolute best since this is sort of a neon shade, but that's still really, really cute. All right, I'm gonna leave this here for now. I think that's going to be enough. I just kind of wanted to test out the shade and see how it would be. So I think what I wanna do is I'm gonna start with, I'll probably start with a purple, because I just kind of prefer to start with my purples. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And I just realized that this palette doesn't have any names in it, which honestly, I don't really mind that, because it means I can't butcher them. And I guess with a strawberry palette, like with the apple palette, all of the shades were like named after apples, but you can't really name the shadows after strawberries, because a strawberry is a strawberry, so there's just not enough options, you know? I'm gonna start with this purple in the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to keep it quite low down to begin with, because I do want to use another shade to blend this out with, but I'm also going to take it just a little bit. Do I want to take this under my eye? Let me just kind of keep it on top for now. Super nice and pigmented. I really like the color of this purple. I think that is very, very pretty. I'm going to start running this through my crease now. Again, like I said, keeping it kind of low down here so that I have room to blend out with one of the other shades. And I don't want to blend this purple into the yellow, so I'm going to try not to let those two touch and just make sure that whatever else color that I used to blend out this purple with is going to blend a little bit easier into the yellow, because purple and yellow are complementary colors, so they are going to get a little bit muddy, and I don't like that personally. I know some people don't care, but I like to be able to see the accurate color that I put down on my eye as the color that it's supposed to be and not something else. But that looks really nice. Very happy with that. Now let's find a color that I want to use to blend this out with. Do I want to go with the red route? I'm kind of thinking I want to use like this one right here. It's sort of like a neon peach. I think that could be kind of fun. Like that is a really, really fun color. I think I'm going to use that to blend this out with. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to go over the edge basically of where I put down that purple and where I don't have any shadow yet, and just work on getting a good gradient between these two colors. And this one is also very, very nice and pigmented. Just taking it kind of slow here and just putting down the color before I do any blending. And now that I'm working with a color that's going to blend a little bit better into that yellow, I'm going to kind of pull this down and make sure I get a little bit of a blend here, because these are going to make more of an orange instead of making more of a brown when they blend together. And I'm just going to take my brush and slightly run it over the edges here to get a nice blend going. Just going to go back in with the purple and make sure that I intensify this and get the blend to look nice. And then we'll figure out what it is that I want to do under my eye. I still think I want to use the green, because green is just fun, and I also just want to test it out because it swatched so good and so intense, and is a really, really nice tone of green as well. And I really like purples and greens and pinks together. I don't know, there's something about that color combination that just makes me really happy. But this looks very, very nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more of this purple just on the very outer corner of my lower lash line, just to kind of make sure that my outer corner kind of wraps around on the edge here. Yeah, I'm just going to switch to a smaller brush, and I'm dipping into that green, and I'm just going to take that all the way across my lower lash line. That is a really pretty color of green. I like that a lot. Very nice. Now the question is, do I just want to use the purple on my lid? Is that what I want to do? Because actually, did I say purple? I meant pink. The only shimmer in here is this pink one. So I basically only have that option as a shimmer, but maybe that's just kind of what I'll do. So I think I'm just going to use that. I'm going to put down some of my NYX glitter primer. So I'm going to put down my glitter primer in kind of a faux half cut crease type of way here, just so I can get a little bit of definition in my crease where it is that I want my shadow to go. And then I'm gonna take this shimmer right here and basically just put that all over my lid. Probably gonna have to go in with a little bit more of that purple just on the edges after I put this down. Having a little bit of a hard time just picking this up on a brush here. I feel like it's maybe hard pan a little bit, but let's kind of see how this goes. Gonna have to go in quite a few times here. Quite a subtle shimmer. It's not as intense as the shimmer that I've used in the Apple palette. It's definitely a different kind of formula, which I gotta say, it's not my absolute favorite. It's a little lackluster for my liking. I kind of wish that there was just a little bit of something extra going on with it here. And like I always say when I say that about shimmers, I know a lot of people like shimmers that are a little bit more subtle, that maybe don't enhance texture and stuff like that, but I just like something that's a little bit more intense. But I do think that a lot of people would really like this. So I think this is where I'm going to leave it with the shadows. I do want to just layer a little bit of like a highlighter in my inner corner, because I just don't really like having mattes in my inner corner. So I'm going to take Electric from Bitter Lace Beauty, which is this beautiful glittery yellow, oh, I love that, yellow highlighter. I swear, it just gets me every time. I am going to spray this because it is quite a dry formula, so I just want to make sure that it sticks. And I'm just gonna pat a little bit of this, and by a little bit I mean a lot as per usual, in my inner corner, and just blend that right over where I put down that yellow. This looks so pretty. Oh, look at how intense that is. It really just enhances like any kind of yellow that you put underneath it, and makes it so beautiful. Okay, so this is gonna be it. I'm gonna finish off my eyes. I'll come back, I'll put on a lipstick and all that jazz, and then we can talk a bit more about this palette. Okay, so this is the look all done. To finish off, I put a little bit of green in my waterline. This is the collab that Raw Beauty Christy did with Colourpop. It's in the shade Spare Time. And then I do want to do a little bit of extra highlighter because the one I'm using right now is from Nabla. It's in the shade Privilege. And every time I use it, it's okay like at first, but then the more I look at it, I'm like, it's just not enough. Like I need something a little bit more. So I'm just gonna go in with that same Bitter Lace Beauty highlighter and use that as my cheek highlighter because it's just look at it. It's so beautiful. This is like my favorite highlighter in my collection. If I had to choose just one, like this would be the one. Obviously I wouldn't go with like every look that I do, but it is like my favorite highlighter. I just love this so much. And then my lipstick today is one of the ones from Dede Signature. They did send me their whole range a while back and I love these. These are really nice. This is in the shade Champagne. And it was just like the one that I felt like was in their range that would go the best with this look. Is it like the perfect lip color with this look? Maybe not. I don't know what I would really go with though. Maybe something a little bit more saturated, more of like a pink, like the kind of pink that I have in my crease. Maybe a little bit more of like a toned down pink. I'm not really sure. I feel like this isn't like the perfect lip color, but it was the perfect lip color that I had in their range and I just wanted to use one of their lipsticks because I really like them. So that's basically it for the look. Now let's talk a little bit more about this. So I mean, you obviously saw me use it and I had a really good time using it. I didn't have any problems at all. I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of wish that there were more shimmers in this. I feel like this shimmer was the one that was replaced with the glitter. I'm not 100% sure what the original strawberry palette looked like, so I can't really speak on that because I don't own it. But I do wish that there were more glitters. Did I say glitters? Wow. I wish that there were more shimmers, and I also wish that this shimmer formula was a little bit different. I do have a little bit of hard pan in it. It's a little bit hard to pick up on a brush. It's not like... It's just nothing special. It's kind of boring. And I just wish that there was like one more shimmer to kind of go with this. I either wish that this was an all matte palette or that it had more shimmers. When it only has one shimmer, it becomes very limiting in my opinion. And then I kind of wish that there just wasn't any shimmers in it because I could just pull from somewhere else. But since I had this shimmer, I kind of felt like I had to use it. But that is like a YouTuber thing, obviously. If you have this palette, you can use whatever you want with it. So basically, that's going to be my thoughts. I think the mattes in this are really, really nice. This yellow, definitely go in with a sticky base underneath because it is a neon. I didn't really do that, but it still showed up nicely. So I don't really think it's a bad shadow at all. I think everything else performed very well and I like this palette. I think it's nice. I also kind of wish that these sequin shadows with the glitter in it kind of just was regular mattes, but again, I haven't tried them, so I can't really speak for that. They do look really pretty in a pan though, I will say that. So that's gonna be my thoughts on this. Don't forget to check out the brand if you haven't already. It has some really cool stuff and I also have some really cool brushes and I have one of them here. It's like a wine glass brush with like liquid in it. Is actually really cool. Like it's a nice little display piece. It's very, very soft as well. So if you're interested, don't forget to check out the brand. That's going to be it for today's video. My next video is probably going to be a 4-look video with the new shadows from SHEIN by ST. I will show you if you haven't seen them already, but here they are. They're absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to show you guys the looks. I've already been working on them and they are... I love them so much. So that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see something else, I will pop a video up on the screen that I think that you might like. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in my next video. Bye.